Okay, this is what's going on. So the Democrats are at it again. Now they're going to spend millions on a campaign to what their strategy is right now is to use COVID-19 to make sure that we don't get a fair vote election. Um, so what this is their plan, and you can see it, it's really obvious. Um, they're spending millions of dollars on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. All the pundits and all the liberals are bashing voting by poll and saying it's not safe because of COVID-19. And it's ridiculous. And they're confusing the daylights out of people. They're making it look like if you are in favor of the current system that we got, which allows you to vote absentee. So the way it is right now in every state, as far as I know, I've kind of done some research. Let me know if you know any different. But the current system is if you don't want to vote in person or you can't vote in person, all you have to do is request an absentee ballot. If you're disabled, poor, can't get to the polls, you work during the time the polls are open, you're military, etc., you can vote absentee. What they're doing instead is they're saying, no, we need to give everybody a ballot, a universal ballot, okay? And then what they'll do is once they get that done, where they can do universal ballot, then they'll just close down all the polling places because of COVID-19. That's what their plan is. And also what they're doing is they're bashing voting at the polls. It's a very complicated way that they're doing this, but they're bashing polls. They're saying that there's a shortage of polls in Kentucky or whatever like that, and that there wasn't enough places to vote, and people didn't get a chance to vote. And well, I'm in California, and there's plenty of places to vote. Okay, they're not too busy, they're not overwhelmed. Plenty of places are very close to go. It's closer to go to my sister's house, which is 2 miles away, than to go vote. That's how much close. I mean, it's only a mile and a half away for me to go vote. I could walk there. Uh, and so all the polls are within walking distance. This is the way we've been doing this for hundreds of years. It's a very accurate system. Now, yes, there's questions about the accuracy of the machines, but that's another issue because there's also a question about the accuracy of mail-in. Okay, this is the way I look at it. I'd much rather go to a poll and have a volunteer that is probably got my political views that lives in my neighborhood taking that poll and putting it and checking it out, writing down, logging it in that I voted, which by the way has a paper record of what I punched out. I think it goes into a machine. I forgot exactly how it works, but it's all double, like it's kept track of twice, I think. It's like once in a machine and once on a paper. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we have a machine. I think just all done. Yeah, it's all done by punch out paper or something like that. And so they have that. It's paper, okay? And then they have that. And then if you don't have to vote, don't want to vote in a poll, you can vote absentee. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. This whole COVID-19 thing's ridiculous. This is going to be in November, months from now. We could have a cure by then. The death rate is very small. You're only going to be exposed to other people for a brief period of time. They can make you wear a face mask. They can make you social distance. I mean, when I went to vote last time, I don't think I came within 4 foot of anybody just to hand them the vote. And so I'm extending my hand with a paper, and they go and look at that. I mean, and then I went into a booth, and the booths are already booths, right? I mean, it's just so stupid. So they're deceiving people and confusing people, and so they want to scare people into voting in person. And the more people they scare, the less people they're going to be able to vote in a booth, and then the less justification they have for having booths. If they have not very many people that are going to be voting in booths, they think, well, we can just cut down the number of booths. So they're going to try to do away with voting in person and have it all by mail. And then the next move after that's going to be on the internet, and that is 100% fail rate. And so, I mean, they could just completely botch the results by mail, but that's the way they think. And so they're trying to, as hard as they can, they're desperate. to destroy the election results. And everybody knows this. I know this. If Biden wins in the November election, I'm not going to accept those results. And if Trump wins the election, I don't think the other side's going to accept the results unless it's like a really big landslide, a victory. They're definitely going to contest it if Biden gets a majority of the vote, but the electoral college vote is higher. In fact, probably people on the electoral college are going to vote for Biden, even though their state won for Trump, even if it's like a big majority. I mean, there's going to be, you're not going to believe what's going to come on. It's going to be total chaos. They're just going to refuse to cooperate. And they're going to refuse to actually acknowledge Trump as president. This could actually lead to uh, some kind of a conflict, possibly a war, but legal conflicts and disputes and things like that. So then when it's time to swear in the president in January, people are going to say he's not the president, and it's going to be a mess. And they're already setting us up for this. They're spending millions of dollars on campaign. I keep seeing things on YouTube and Facebook talking about it, and they're very deceptive. They say that why are you against mail-in ballots? You know, people have a right to vote and things like that. Totally confusing people into thinking that if you're not in favor of their system, it's sort of like if you had your own way of doing things, and if like I have my own way of doing things, and if you're not for the way I'm doing exactly to the T, then you're against voting. It's like that. It's the same stuff same garbage they always pull.